The teacher stated, "You are an ornament to the class, and you may become a great mathematician if you live to the age of Methuselah. I rather think it will take about 900 years for you to reach that point."
So as a result, I became, more and more convinced that math was more my kind of field. You work hard, you get an answer. So I grew up in the South Bronx, the inner city. My father never finished high school, but went to work and became a barber, and that was his life trade. He worked probably 12, 14 hours a day, 6 days a week doing that. We lived above the barber shop. Many times we had to actually go and carry water up to the house from the street because the water in the building didn't work. Heat was something that, sometimes was there, sometimes it wasn't. Many of the kids that I grew up with never left that block. Many of them were strung out on drugs, a lot of teenage pregnancies. Crime was a part of your daily life, and you just learn how to operate in that environment. And it makes you have probably a thicker skin. There was a fire in that building, and because of the crime, they had gates across all of the windows so that people couldn't get in. Well, we couldn't get out. My father climbed up a different building and came across the roof in order to get us out through the windows. So, a very trying experience. And most people think about the projects as being a tough place to live. Well, we were really excited when we got to move to the projects because that was a significant improvement from where we had been. I had to take 3 buses to get to school. That was part of the integration effort. The tension was for a young black girl to be bused to an all-white neighborhood, that there were a lot of people who maybe didn't think it was a good idea. It was a good educational background, but it was very isolating in the sense that it was a drastic difference from the environment that I lived in and the environment where my friends grew up. The rule in our house was your only job was to go to school. Both my parents recognized that the path to the future was through education. So I was the first in my family to go to college. And of course I worked part-time during the year and full-time every summer. So every summer since I've been 16 years of age, I always had a full-time job.
She knew what she wanted to do. She knew where she wanted to go. She worked hard. Her God-given talents came through, and there was little wasted time.
There are always going to be stumbling blocks in your life. You're never really sure where they're going to come from. But then it's important that you take the attitude of turning those into stepping stones